This is the official podcast of the one and only Preston North End Football Club. Welcome to PNE Pod. My name's Niall McCorn.
And I'm Neil Mellor. We'll be talking to some first team players, some former teammates of mine, some famous fans of PNE as well.
And also some club legends. And we've got Ryan Kidd on the show today, and it got a bit emotional, Mels.
He did. I enjoyed a lot of his stories. There's some highs, some lows. The Beckham story is definitely worth listening to.
Yeah, absolutely. David Beckham at North End on a plastic pitch.
Plastic pitch. Wait till you hear the plastic pitch stories.
Loads of stuff to come from Ryan Kidd. So make sure you hit subscribe or follow wherever you listen to your podcasts, and you'll never miss an episode of PNE Pod. But without further ado, let's get into it. One of only a handful of players to have made more than 300 appearances for North End. Here's Ryan Kidd. I want to bring it back to what you said about your neck injury.
Yeah.
Because at the age of 30,
Yeah.
you're forced to retire
Yeah.
due to a serious neck injury. A collapsed disc means that you're unable to safely head the ball again.
Yeah.
Tell us about when you learned about the neck injury first,
Right.
and secondly, when you were told that that was it for you.
Yeah. So the year we went up with Moisey, so we got the Division 1 championship. I've been playing all season training, and every Thursday for us was heading practice while the forwards are out down at Springfield. You can hear them laughing and joking, not making people, and we're getting balls like teed up to us and trying to head them back over halfway line, just constantly like that. That was our Thursday afternoon, like with Moisey. He'd always take us out. We were super well drilled, brilliant. And I'd had these symptoms all the way through the season without telling anyone. So I'd had a ball, catch it wrong out the skies, catch it on top of your head. I'd have this spasm twitch go straight through my body. So a bit like a tuning fork if you have at school. I'd liken it to, you know, if you hit it and you feel like that and just carry on.
So your muscles would twitch?
Yeah, everything, like all the way through, just like having an electric shock.
Did you not ask someone, do you experience that as well? Did you ask any of your
No,
teams?
no. So I carried on all season. This had been happening like in training. So imagine training, catching a few wrong balls. I don't feel right. But like I was never one for really physio room. I always had problems with my ankles because they're all plastic. That was it. So I had my ankle straps every day. Everything else, no injuries, no groins, no hamstrings, no nothing. I was like pretty fit. So I'd had this, it'd been going on virtually all season, but we were doing really well and I was playing. So I'm sat in the physio room, the old physio room at Preston near the end of the season. We're playing Cambridge away. If we win, we go up. And there's a lot of lads always congregate in physio room in the Bells. You know what it's like. Everybody goes in there in the morning, has a chat, have a laugh. Physio's normally Mick Rathbone's physio. So he's going to me. How's everything, kiddo? He says, yeah. So I thought, I'll just ask him. So I remember him strapping somebody up there. He's got his back to me. So I said, Baz, every now and again, like I've had it for a bit, like, but just balls, I get this feeling like pins and needles, like this twitch through me. And he stops strapping straight away and turns around. I don't like the sound of that. I thought, what have I just said? Thought of a brain tumour or something. He says, I don't like the sound of that. So he finishes his strappings. He says, right, he says, I don't want you to play tomorrow. I says, I'm playing.
And he was a joker, honestly.
Oh,
you thinking
Baz
he's winding you up?
Yeah. Baz, yeah, like, but his face just, it's like, and I was like, what's happening here? He says, I don't want to play at Cambridge tomorrow, so I'm playing. Like, don't worry, nothing's coming back on you, I'm playing. Like, so play the game. We actually lose and go up. So, no problem. So I get a scan the next week straight away. Text me, right, get you a scan. The scans don't come back to the following week, so I play against Millwall at home, we get the trophy. So playing that, got Bristol City away, scan results come back, collapsed disc in your neck. But the discs above and below, immediate surgery. So basically what was happening was the discs were crumbled in my neck. And then if I catch a header wrong, the disc could shoot out in its spinal cord, or it could sever it, basically.
So you were close to paralysis then?
Yeah. So I've seen the top surgeon in the country virtually who was resident in and around Preston area anyway, so I was quite lucky. So he advised surgery straight away, bone graft. So they'd go in through there, they'd fuse the actual disc problem up so it couldn't jerk out. So they couldn't repair the disc. They just fuse it with bone, stop it coming out in the spinal cord. But he did tell me at the time the one above and the one below was slightly eroded as well.
And why were they eroded? Was that just from heading the ball over the years, or was
Just
it
wear and
just
tear, and then
right.
he said you're born with some kind of deficiency, which nobody ever knows.
Mm.
So he says your spinal canal in your neck is narrower than most people's.
Right.
So there's not as much distance.
Okay.
So
Has this happened in a footballer before, or did he say with experience of the players like
there
this?
was a lad, Gavin Peacock, I don't remember him, who played for Newcastle. Long-haired centre half, played for Blackburn.
Yeah.
He retired with a similar kind of thing, I think.
Mm.
But at the time, it was relatively unknown. Nobody had really gone through this. It wasn't an ACL. It wasn't, I don't know, most football notorious injuries that people finish with.
Are you scared? Are you scared at this point? Because
not really, because you're like bulletproof, aren't you? You think, all right, I'm injured, I'm going to be all right. But the traumatic thing about the surgery was it was like intensive care for 2 or 3 days, which like, hang on a minute. I was flat on my back for a bit. I couldn't
move your head or anything.
No, couldn't move my neck. I was in a neck brace for over 6 months. So I'm going to the training ground with a big neck brace on.
And all this whilst you've got the neck brace on and you've had this operation, you are fully expecting to come back and play football.
Yeah.
The whole time.
Yeah. So the thingy was around about 9 months, could be 12 months out. So 6 months in a brace. After that, then you build your neck muscles back up, return to sort of training. Imagine heading your first couple of balls again. So Bazzy's serving some up, like just little dollies. All right. Played in a couple of like reserve games. Okay. And then
were you avoiding heading the ball in these matches, or did you kind of just think I'm going to
have to go through it
for
at the time? Like otherwise, like you can't be a defender and not hit a ball.
That's
can
true,
you? It's just constantly rained on your head.
Yeah.
Crosses coming in, natural instinct is to just throw your head at it. So you can't purposefully like just pull yourself away from a header. So it was a case of, I think it got to a point where I was coming back, I was training and feeling all right, and then there was a clamour then to get me back in. I know Moisey was like, need you back in the team, like. So it was like, okay, no problem. I remember playing a couple of games and I probably wasn't right, I wasn't ready. Didn't play particularly great, but played because they wanted me to play. And then I went on that run then of being in the championship, playing a series of games, and all that doubt went away. Heading balls in training, no problems whatsoever. And then we miss out on the Millennium.
you played 20 games that season.
Yeah, it's probably straight from probably Christmas to the end of the season. I'd missed the build up to it. So I'd had a look at how the lads were doing, and the lads were doing brilliantly well. So it like, you think when you're watching it, like, I can't wait to get back. Like, you know what I mean? I want a piece of this. This is unbelievable. Like, we could get promoted. It's not as if a team's struggling, you're thinking, like, you're going to come back to this, it looks a mess. It was like, I was like busting myself to get back, like, yeah, I want to play. So I put myself in games probably that I shouldn't have played in at the time, but I did it because they were short of a left back or something. I just said, yeah, go and play. But like long term, I got back in that season. I played, and I think it was in November after. I had no symptoms since. Routine header. We're playing Barnsley. Remember it now. It was Thursday night, weird night. It was on Sky. Headed the ball out the clouds again. Dying. Feeling. It was only after about 20 minutes. That's pins and needles. So I just sat in centre circle. Baz comes running on. I goes, Baz, like, I said, I've got pins and needles again. And I had her. He says, right, come on, son. He said, I'll take you off. Come on. Nobody knew why I come off. I went limping. I went in pain. Took me off. And then they were building up to play Notts Forest the following week, I think. And Baz took me for a scan and he sort of prepped me. So I think it was Friday or something, or Saturday or whatever, and he prepped me. He says, "Right, I don't think this could be good news." I'm like, "You are?" He says, "Honestly, I don't think it's going to be good news." Moisey's going to me, "I need you fit. Like, you'll play next Saturday against Forest away." All right, okay, so I'll go with that. Sounds better. It's like, and like, it was just at a point where I was renegotiating new contracts. First time I got to, so my contract was running out, 6 months. So they were giving me 2.5 years on championship money. So I'd worked all the way to now thinking, is a signing on fee that I don't have to touch? My wages have just doubled. Here we go. Finally, after 10 years of graft, everything's just going right. Boom. Get the scan. Go in Charles Davis's office, the consultant. I'm sat there and I'm like, right, come on then. And he said something along the lines he said, I won't ask you to go running down the motorway or something, play chicken or something on that analogy. I'm thinking, what's going on here? He says, you can't play football anymore. You're finished. You won't. I played my last game 4 days ago. I'm physically fine. You cannot head a ball again. Your discs above and below are totally shot at, and they're jumping out now, and I cannot fuse the whole of your neck, otherwise for the rest of your life, you'll never be able to move your neck. So you're finished. There wasn't like, well, we'll go and get a second opinion. There wasn't like, we'll go and see somebody else in America. It was like, done. 4 days. 4 days, done. Like, it was like, at the time, it was just like, I didn't know what to do.
Did you cry? Because
I was in the car park at Forward Hospital or wherever I was. And like, I phoned my dad. Like, and I could go on now probably. Because my dad had been like, he'd push me as a kid. He'd always be there like, pushing me, challenging me, like 8, 9, quite tough on me at times. But if he wasn't, I probably wouldn't have got there. I needed pushing. I needed it to be quite firm. He drove me all over. He supported me throughout thick and thin. And I just said, Dad, I'm finished, done. And he started crying. I was sat in tears. Baz looked like, were brilliant, wasn't he? Like physio. He says, you're going to be all right. I was in the car on my own. I had to stay there for about 45 minutes in car park because I literally couldn't drive. I'd gone. And then the next thing was, what do I do tomorrow?
Neil Mellor scored. Preston take the lead. And that's exactly what it means to Neil Mellor to score in the West Lancashire derby.